welcome back to our channel. If you are new here, my name is Emily from Limabean Living. Welcome, we are so happy that you joined us and we hope that you stick around and subscribe. In today's video, I am going to be sharing an activity that I came up with meant to help your children with their mathematical thinking. Now, this game can take place indoors, outdoors, really wherever you want it to, and it doesn't even have to involve numbers if you don't want it to either. So I'm going to start by showing you how I set up the game and how it's going to be played. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to just briefly describe why I think that this game is important for your kids to play and what I think it will be helpful with. So let's get started. First, you want to grab some of your kids' favorite toys from around the house and set them up in 2 lines perpendicular to one another. To make this easy, I used my rug, but you can line up your toys along 2 walls that meet, or even do this outside with some sidewalk chalk. You can use as many or as little toys as you want, but I think a good number is 12 toys total. I picked up these 2 dice from the Dollar Tree. They are great because you can write or draw whatever you want on the sides with a dry erase marker. If you go ahead and buy 2 of these dice, I would suggest that you buy 2 different colors to help distinguish between the 2 rows of toys. Using my setup, I am going to write these 6 toys on the red die and the other 6 toys on the yellow die. For very little kids, you may even want to draw a picture of the toy instead of writing out the word. To start, you can roll just 1 die and have your child or children line up behind the toy that die landed on. So for example, suppose we rolled my red die and it landed on the spider. As long as I stand behind the spider, I'm in the correct place. On the other hand, suppose we rolled my yellow die and landed on the helicopter. As long as I stand behind the helicopter, I'm in the correct place. After rotating back and forth between the dice, try rolling both dice at once and ask your children to stand behind both toys at the same time. So if I rolled the spider and the helicopter, there would only be one place that I could stand that would be the correct place. Depending on your child's development, they may just line up behind one toy and not both. If this happens, I suggest praising them for standing behind one of the correct toys and redirecting their attention to the other line of toys. Ask them if they are standing behind the other toy where they are currently at. If they say no, that's great. See if they can correct their location. If they don't see that they are standing in the wrong location, don't worry about it. Just roll the dice again and keep playing the game. Your child may need to go back to rotating between both dice and have more opportunities to play with both dice. You should get excited when your children can stand in the correct location though. That is a major improvement in their thinking. So the great thing about having these dice is that the kids, once they get going, they can eventually just play on their own. They can roll the dice and they can rush and see who can get to the correct location the fastest and so on. And so I am all about creating activities that you don't necessarily have to be there to monitor them, and they can go and entertain and now educate themselves without even feeling like it's a learning experience, if you know what I mean. So how is this game related to math? There are no numbers, there's just a bunch of stuffed animals and you're running around and standing in a certain place, right? Well, you might notice some similarities with plotting points or graphing, but there's more to it than that. More importantly, in mathematics, a big part of the mathematical thinking is coordinating 2 values at once or 2 quantities values at once. Anytime you have an equation relating one variable in terms of another, like thinking of an equation with y equals and then something involving an x, you are coordinating 2 values at the same time. There has been a lot of research on the benefits of thinking this way and coordinating 2 things at once, just to keep it simple. And so that's one of the reasons why I wanted to create this game. Was it's something that we can start really young with our children. Anyone who's old enough to kind of take instruction and maybe even try to play it on their own again with the dice. Now for those of you guys who have older kids and you want to help them even more, this game can be modified to do that. One thing that I suggest is going outside with this activity and using the sidewalk chalk. in 2 different colors, set up the same lines, but instead of using stuffed animals, you can use numbers this time and create that X and Y axis without calling it that, obviously. But create that on your sidewalk or on your cement slab or whatever. And the question that you can then ask your kids after maybe rolling the dice and asking them to stand in the correct location above both numbers, but ask them, stand in a place where when we add the 2 numbers, we get the number 5, for example. Now, there are a bunch of different places that they could stand. They could stand where the red 1 and the yellow 4 intersect, or the yellow 1 and the red 4 intersect, or the red 2 and the yellow 3, and so on. So there are a bunch of different places that they can stand, but they have to coordinate which of these 2 numbers. I have to add them together and get 5, and then I have to go stand in that place on top of that. Now, that's a lot of things to coordinate in your mind, and it'll be great when you get to see that kind of step up or that improvement in your children. You can also ask your kids, what do they notice about all of these different locations? Let's say they were to mark on the sidewalk with sidewalk chalk every single place that they could see that when you add the 2 numbers, you get 5. One thing that they might notice is that it actually forms a line. And if you want to really get in the nitty-gritty, you can talk about the values between these integers, between 1 and 2. You can talk about, well, what do we have to add with 1.5 to get 5, and so on. But that's, definitely for the more advanced kids. But something, again, that they might notice is that this forms a line, and that's because we're dealing with an equation, x plus y equals 5, or y equals 5 minus x. Now, you guys don't need to worry necessarily about all of that, but all of that is kind of in the background of this game, and that's what makes it so great, is it's a very simple game, but behind all of these layers is a bunch of opportunities to advance your kids' mathematical thinking that will really help set them up for the future. So one thing I want to stress is that you don't feel discouraged if you notice that your kids can't coordinate these 2 lines of toys at once or 2 numbers. This is a major leap in their thinking. Celebrate the small successes. Celebrate if they can line up behind one of the correct toys, and applaud them for that. That's still an accomplishment. They're able to focus in on one thing. Then draw their attention to the other toy, and just keep working on that. You will feel so rewarded when your kids begin to coordinate both and stand in the right location. And that's it. I really hope that you guys found this video informative and helpful. Let me know in the comments below if you plan on trying this activity with your children and how it goes. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you stick around till the end for a very special message, and we will see you next time. You've made it to the end of the video. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, you may just want to, because we want to give you a $10 Starbucks gift card. But first, 2 things need to happen. We are obviously new YouTubers, and we would love to reach our current goal of 100 subscribers. So the first thing that needs to happen is we need to reach that 100th subscriber. We also want to encourage you to comment something that you liked about this video down below with the hashtag GetLBL2100. So the other thing that needs to happen is we need to get a total of 50 comments on any of our videos using this hashtag. Once we meet those 2 goals, we will post a bonus video with the Starbucks card information. So you want to make sure you have subscribed and turned on notifications so you can be the first to see that video. In case you didn't already know, my name is Emily from Limabean Living. Welcome to our family channel. We post videos every Monday and Friday on a variety of content ranging from lifestyle videos, cooking, cleaning, military life, frugal living, encouraging mathematical development in children, and much more. Thank you so much for watching. We love you, and until next time.